I feel like every other day a new company is boasting how fast their smartphones can charge. But what they don't tell you is that faster charging does not come for free. It takes a toll, either on your performance or on your day-to-day activities. So very quickly, how a smartphone charges is that you have a ton of free electrons on the negative side, and the positive side you have less. So when you are using your phone, the free electrons from the negative side will flow from the negative to the positive side, and in their way they can charge anything you put on their way. In this case, your phone. And when they have all flown from the negative side to the positive, your phone is dead. And here comes in charging. We apply electricity to basically put all those electrons again back to the negative side, thereby creating the potential again. And this happens again and again and again. And the larger the capacity of the battery goes, the more times it takes to charge full of the battery. So here comes fast charging in. But faster charging brings a lot of problems with them. For starters, it means that you have to put a splitter in between the battery, and the faster you want to charge your phone, the more thicker the splitter will have to be, so that the electrons don't just flow from the negative side to the positive. They follow the circuit you have given them. And for super fast charging, like many phones are trying to do, you have to take this a step further and split the battery itself into two different batteries. As a result, the battery falls. The battery density actually falls, which gives you lesser battery in the same space. And secondly, the more electrons that are flowing, the more heat the phone generates. And as a result, the entire longevity of the phone actually falls. Actually, this is why it is definitely told to leave your phone alone when it is charging, because it is already getting heated up from the charging, and using it will only add to its setting up. So you might have seen some recent phones that are coming out in the market that are actually that gaming phones that are coming out in the market are actually giving you the provision to charge while you're gaming. I would definitely not do that. This is because of this reason. And the only alternative to this can be bypass charging. What you're doing in this thing is that you are providing the power directly to your phone's components. The battery is not just coming into the scene. This could be one of the futuristic technologies that have already come into the market and could lead the way of the battery of smartphones further. Now, for a side note, but the heat is actually the heat that is generated is actually the reason why wireless charging kind of sucks, because the heat that is generated to the phone, it is actually dissipated into the components of the phone, and that is why it is not actually recommended to wirelessly charge your phone. If you have a 30-watt wired charger and a 30-watt wireless, the wired one is the way to go. And this is for the reason that the wireless charging promotes itself as a way to keep your phone topped up at 100%, but this is definitely not the way. Wired charging is actually more efficient than wireless charging. Okay, so you remember that we actually push electrons when we charge a phone. So this brings us to the conclusion that 100% and 0% are actually the two most imbalanced states of battery. In an ideal world where you would like to keep your phone charged up at 50%, for example, so that there is that equal number of electrons in both the positive and negative charge. This is why you get to bring a new phone from the market. When you first boot it up, you would actually see it is charged up to something like 50%. This is because of this reason. You can actually see companies that actually advertise that how fast that your smartphone can actually reach a particular value of charge in a particular time. For example, let us say that a company is saying that its phone can actually charge from 0 to 50% in 5 minutes. Why it does not say that you can charge your phone to 0 to 100% in 10 minutes? This is because after you have reached a 50% of the battery, you have to drastically slow down the speed of charging so as to keep your battery of the phone live for a longer time. This is because of the reason that it is saying that 0 to 50% this much time, and it will take a longer time to go from 50 to 100%. A lot of iPhones have this feature that it will just learn when you actually get up from the bed in the morning, and when you stick your phone to charge at the night, it will straight away shoot up to 50% and it will sit at 50% for the rest of the time. Hour before you get up, it will actually again start to charge up the rest of the battery at 50 to 100%. It's a good way to preserve the battery from overcharging, and also it is actually integrated by default in every iPhone from iOS 13 onwards. So this brings me to the third issue with fast charging, and that is diminishing returns. And a 60 watt fast charger is not twice as fast as a 30 watt fast charger, and a 120 watt fast charger is not even near to twice as fast as a 60 watt charger. So you will actually face diminishing returns as you will use your phone. So a phone that is 2 years old does not actually last as long as it used to do 2 years ago when it was new. Okay, I get it that many people actually say that fast chargers are bad. I get it, but fast charger is not that bad as people make it so. Let me just tell you the points why fast charging is good in a way or the other. First, people think that slow charging is a good thing. Yes, many companies have actually started to feature slow charging as a feature with your phone. But let me tell you, I wish that it was good, but it is not. Slow charging will take a toll on your battery capacity. A phone that you're using for 2 years is not actually lasting as long as it used to do 2 years ago. Second fact is that when your phone actually shows 100% charge, it is not at 100%, it is at lesser than that, because most manufacturers add a buffer into your battery so that you cannot actually overcharge it, fill it up with charge, and actually pretty much damage the battery over time. So in 2020, I will actually say that something like a 30 watt charger is enough to give you speed, and this is because you should actually opt for a higher density battery than a faster charging brick. And most of the bricks are actually built nowadays so that they can communicate with the phone they were built for. So this means that your brick can actually get to understand when your phone fills up a certain amount of charging, and this historically prevents the concept of overcharging your phone. And why actually you should go for a higher density battery than a faster charging is that when we charge a 5000 milliamp cell along with a 3000 milliamp cell, the 5000 milliamp cell will reach 3000 way before the 3000 will. So that's all of it. If you enjoyed the video, do consider subscribing, that would be great. And with that said, I'm Arpyo, this is Cyber Tech Talk, and I will catch you in the next